Hi everybody, welcome back to Self-Care Sunday. This is episode 10. Today we're going to talk about detachment and then we're going to move on to a relaxation practice. We're going to do another guided meditation. Last time we did walk in the woods, so this time we'll choose somewhere new. So our virtue of the week is detachment. I'm going to go a little bit more in depth in this one just because I feel like it's a really important virtue and it's also one that we don't think about quite often. So what is detachment? Detachment is experiencing your feelings without allowing your feelings to control you. It is choosing how you will act in a situation rather than just reacting. Feelings like sadness, happiness, disappointment, joy, frustration, and anger are natural. Everyone has them. Detachment is a way to use thinking and feeling together so that you don't let your feelings run away with you. Detachment does not mean you pretend to feel differently than you do. Some people think detachment is being cold or pretending not to care, but when they try it, they find that it is a joyful experience. Feelings are wonderful when they belong to us, when we use them to do what we really choose to do. Detachment means to feel what you feel, but not to have to act on the feeling unless you want to. It's kind of like standing beside yourself, watching what you are feeling as well as feeling it. So I think that's a really interesting point, that it's not about just feeling absolutely removed from everything. It's kind of this dual experience, right? Where you are kind of feeling things and experiencing them, but they are not you. And somebody that I once knew liked to say that you are the being overseeing your thoughts. And I think that's really interesting because we do think a lot of things and we do feel a lot of things, and sometimes we feel like those feelings are us or those thoughts are us, but in all reality, we're the ones who just kind of have those thoughts come in or those feelings come in, and then we're the one who decides what to do with them and what they mean. So if you have thoughts or feelings that are not something that you would like to be having, or that are considered, taboo, those thoughts and feelings are not you as an individual. They are just an expression of the world as is coming to you in the moment, and you get to decide what you want to do with them, whether you agree with them or not, how you want to act, all of those things. So detachment is that idea that we can oversee that and we can kind of differentiate between what is us and our virtues and our values and our actions and what we're just experiencing. Because experiencing and being are very similar, but they're not the same thing. So that was a little bit also about why to practice detachment. It also allows you to choose the way that you are going to act, no matter how you feel. It permits you to be kind to people you do not like or do very hard things because it is the right thing to do. So that kind of continues on more reasons why you should practice detachment. And today I'm going to go a little bit into how do you practice it? That's the next portion. I usually skip over this, but because detachment isn't one that a lot of people think about in depth, I just wanted to point out a couple little things here. You can practice detachment whenever you have a feeling about something or someone. First, you recognize the feeling. How can you be detached if you do not know what you are detached from? Stop and look at your feelings and thoughts. Ask yourself 2 questions. What am I feeling about this? And what do I want to do? And sometimes doing is nothing. You can do nothing or you can do something, but either way, that's a conscious choice. Now pay attention to what you want to do. Ask yourself, is it good for me? Will it help someone else? Is it right? Or is it the best I can do? If the answer to any of these questions is no, then choose to do something else instead. Look, choose, and act. So those are some ways to practice detachment. Signs of success are: you are practicing detachment when you take time out before doing something that you will be sorry for. Look at your feelings before deciding how to act. Use thinking and feeling together. Pray or meditate before taking action. And choose to do what's right. Keep trying. You need more practice when you ignore feelings, do not know what you are feeling, automatically think and, oh, excuse me, that wasn't right. Automatically act on your feelings without thinking, think you are helpless when strong feelings come, or do not decide what you want to do or say, or when you lose your temper. So those are signs that we need to keep trying. And I think it's important to note that I like to believe that everybody does the best that they can with the information that they have at the time. So if you have experiences in your past where you have a habit of really not using the virtue of detachment, and you are very prone to just letting everything overtake you, your emotions kind of get ahead of you, and then you act really impulsively on them, and you want to change that, that's okay. And if you don't want to change that and that's working for you, that's okay too. But detachment can help you kind of take a step back and be the person who oversees all of those experiences. So your affirmation for this week for detachment is, I am aware of my feelings and choose my actions with detachment. I do what is right for me. I choose to be my best self no matter what happens. I am aware of my feelings and choose my actions with detachment. I do what is right for me. I choose to be my best self no matter what happens. And I think another really interesting thing about that is you have to be aware of your feelings and what you are feeling. And for some people, that can be really intuitive and they just automatically know, oh, I'm feeling angry, or I'm feeling sad, or, maybe the obvious ones, I'm feeling happy. But there are so many nuances within emotion. And if you have a hard time figuring out what you're feeling beyond just those basics, or even maybe the basics, maybe you just feel like sensations in your body and you don't know how to interpret them, and that doesn't come naturally to you, you can absolutely use tools. So one example of taking the first step of being aware of your feelings could be looking at a feelings wheel. And I have done that. There's a lot of emotions on the feelings wheel. Sometimes we just think, oh, I'm mad. And then when you look at that, you realize, oh, no, I'm not mad. I'm feeling powerless. Or you could say, I'm feeling overwhelmed. Or, there's a whole bunch of different things other than just mad, sad, glad. So take a look, take a peek, and utilize those as a tool as well. There's all kinds of feelings wheels on the internet. Okay, there you have it. Detachment and feelings wheels. Now we're going to move on to our relaxation practice. So for this relaxation practice, you can do this anywhere. You can do this laying down or sitting up. I personally like to practice relaxation sitting up because I don't want to totally link relaxation with sleep. It's okay if the two are linked a little bit, because being relaxed often makes it easier to fall asleep, but I would like to bring relaxation throughout my day. So by sitting up, I'm kind of removing that connection a little bit so that I can practice relaxation throughout my life, not just when I'm laying down. All right, we'll get started. I think today we're gonna go to the beach. So find a comfortable spot wherever you're at. Make sure your temperature is right. Grab a blanket or a hoodie if you need to. And we'll get started. So today we're going to go to the beach. And I want you to think about how you're going to get there. Kind of get yourself ready, put on your favorite clothes or bathing suit or whatever you want. Grab your sunglasses and really soft beach towel, or maybe you prefer one that's a little bit more rough or smooth. And as you grab your beach towel, I want you to think about the texture. Feel the texture with your hands. What does the beach towel feel like? Maybe think about what color it is and how big it is. Is it a really big beach towel? Is it a small one? And go ahead and take that towel and everything else you need and throw it into some sort of bag. And pick up your bag and put on your shoes. Maybe you're gonna wear sandals or flip-flops. Maybe you just go shoeless. And however you need to get to the beach, maybe that's by car or bus. Maybe you're gonna walk there. Maybe you walk out on your patio and you're just right there on the beach. And think about how you're gonna get there. And once you arrive at the beach, I want you to think about closing your eyes. And what do you hear at the beach? Maybe you hear some birds or seagulls. Do you hear the waves crashing? Do you hear kids playing? Maybe you hear the wind. And then you start to realize that you can smell what's happening at the beach too. What do you smell at the beach? Is it more of a lake beach or an ocean front? What is the smell on the wind? Are there people cooking nearby? Do you smell the salt spray? Maybe you smell sunscreen that you had put on. What kind of smells do you smell? And as you take that big breath, smelling all of the things at the beach, you open your eyes again. And you look around. First, take a look at what's on the beach close to you. Is the sand dry? Is the sand wet? Are there rocks? Are there seashells? And as you begin to gaze further and further, do you see people? Do you see animals? What do you see? And then let your gaze drift towards the edge of the water. Do you hear the water? What color is it? Is it clear? Is it murky? Do you think it might be warm? Maybe cold? And go ahead and walk down the beach. And put down your stuff. Maybe lay out your towel. Get everything ready. Maybe you have an umbrella. And now if you'd like to, you can go down to the edge of the water. Would you like to stick your foot in, your hand? Go ahead and feel the water. What does it feel like? What does the sand feel like on your feet? Is it warm? Is it cold? Is it refreshing? And take a little bit of time to let the water pour through your hands. And then you can look up. And as you look up, you can feel the waves kind of on your ankles. Maybe take a couple steps in. What does the water feel like? Is it still? Are there waves lapping at your ankles? kind of a rocking, soothing, back and forth motion. And then you can look a little further. What's out on the water? Is there anything more than the waves? Do you see surfers or boats? What's out there? Maybe you even see an island or some other land way in the distance. How big is this body of water? How deep do you think it is? And as we look at the horizon, you also notice the sky. Is there anything in the sky? What's the weather like? Is it sunny? Is it cloudy? Maybe about to rain? And if you want to, you can go a little bit further in the water. And as you go further into the water, you can feel it creep up your legs, maybe up to your torso. You only have to go in as far as you want. And if you want to go in all the way, what does it feel like when it reaches your neck? Do you feel kind of weightless? Do you feel the pressure of the water all over your body? If you're feeling really adventurous, you can dunk your head. Take a deep breath and go under. And once you've let all your air out, come back up to the surface. And as you're swimming around, is there anything else you're noticing? Maybe some seaweed. Maybe it's just clear water if that's what you like. Maybe if you're interested in snorkeling, you see some fish. And when you're ready, you can swim back towards the shore. And as you head towards the shore, those noises from the beach become louder again. What do you hear on the beach? The closer you get, the louder they become. And maybe you feel your feet hit the sand again. Maybe your hands are in the sand too. But as you come out of the water, you feel the air on your skin. Maybe it's windy, maybe it's breezy. Is it warm? Is it cold? And you can walk back to your towel. And if you don't like the feeling of sand on your feet, you can absolutely imagine that it just magically doesn't stick to you. And if you do like that feeling, you can think about how that feels. As you come back to the towel, you can sit down. Maybe you brought a second one to wrap yourself up in. Is the towel warm? Is it soft? Is it rough? And now that you've had a little bit of time to swim, you can imagine, what else do you feel? Do you feel the sun on your skin? Do you feel the water evaporating? Maybe you feel the sand underneath your towel, how it kind of has dips and valleys where people have walked before. And if you'd like, you can open up a snack that you have brought. Maybe you brought some cold iced tea or a soda or some water, maybe lemonade. What did you bring to drink? Have a couple sips of that. Think about what it tastes like. And then maybe you brought a granola bar or something else to snack on. Maybe you brought some watermelon. Whatever you brought to eat, go ahead and open that up and take a couple bites. And when you're finished eating it, you can close up your wrappers and put them back in the bag. And just sit and look out over the water. And maybe you take a little bit of time to sit in the sun, or if you want, you can sit in the shade and read a book. Just hang out for a little while. Maybe you want to go for a walk along the beach and walk down to the other end of it and back. Maybe there isn't an end. Maybe you just can keep walking until you need to turn around. Maybe you want to look at some tidal pools. Or maybe you brought a fishing rod and you'd like to get that out for a little while. Just take a little time to do whatever you want at the beach. And whenever you're ready and you feel like you have done everything that you needed to do, maybe you built a sand castle or got a good tan. Whenever you're ready, you can pick up your towel and shake it out and put it back in the bag. Maybe you put on some clean clothes, or maybe you're close enough to home that you can just drive back and have a good hot shower. As you walk back to your car, turn around and just take one last look as the sun is starting to dip over the horizon. And take a look at all of the colors that are happening in the sky. Maybe feel how the air is beginning to cool a bit. And know that you can come back to the beach whenever you'd like. And as you continue on your journey home, you can think a little bit more about all the things that you did today at the beach and how nice it was to have a little bit of time just to exist. And when you get home, you can take care of whatever you need to. Take a shower, eat some dinner. But for now, when you're ready, you can come back to the room that we're in. Feel your points of contact, maybe on the floor or a chair, maybe on a bed. And when you're ready, you can wiggle your fingers and toes a little bit. And open your eyes. And as we return back to where we're at, just take a moment to notice how you feel. If you'd like to, you can do a little body scan. Go from your head down over your shoulders, into your arms and hands, your torso and your legs and your feet. And if you'd like to, you can stretch a little bit. And welcome back. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or evening whenever you're seeing this. This is always here for you to return to if you enjoyed it. If you had any interesting experiences or thoughts, I always love to hear them. Feel free to comment them. And on that note, thank you all for joining me for episode 10. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Okay, love you all. Goodbye.